flames of love. The sweet sound of his name unites all joy and pain, and the sparks of our lives join as one in his flame. Haven't you heard his silent steps in your heart? He comes, ever comes. Hear in the sound of his sweet name, he comes, comes, ever comes. Baba, Baba, Meher Baba, Baba, Meher Baba. Baba, Baba, Meher Baba, Baba, Meher Baba. The sweet sound of his name unites all joy and pain.
Good evening, everybody. Jai Baba, Menosh.
Okay, Jai Baba, everybody, good evening. Rakesh, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll just keep my video in the short modes to ensure that there are no network problems.
Yes.
Okay, and if we will begin again, it's 5:30. We'll begin, and we'll be sharing today the lives of Mansari and Manu, who was the sister of our dear Wala. So before, of course, we do that, let us start the session by remembering beloved Baba. We'll say the prayers together and we'll say his arti. The prayers will be said in Hindi, of course. My request is everybody to focus on the prayers, remember him, think about him. Let's begin. Archana, over to you. Jai Mer Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। हे परवरदिगार, सबके राखनहार और सबकी रक्षा करने वाले, तुम्हारा कोई आदि नहीं है और न तुम्हारा कोई अंत है। तुम अद्वैत हो, तुम तुलना से परे हो और तुम्हारा पार कोई नहीं पा सकता है। तुम्हारा कोई रंग और कोई रूप नहीं है। तुम आविर्भाव से रहित हो और तुम गुणातीत हो। तुम अपार हो और अगाध हो, कल्पना और धारणा से परे हो, शाश्वत और अनश्वर हो। तुम अखंडनीय हो और दिव्य नेत्रों के सिवाय और किसी भी प्रकार से तुम्हें कोई नहीं देख सकता है। तुम्हारा अस्तित्व सदैव था, तुम सदैव रहते हो और तुम सदैव रहोगे। तुम सर्वत्र हो, तुम हर वस्तु में हो और तुम हर जगह से परे तथा हर वस्तु से परे भी हो। तुम आकाश में हो और पाताल में हो, तुम व्यक्त हो और अव्यक्त हो। तुम सब लोकों पर हो और समस्त लोकों से परे भी हो। तुम तीनों भुवनों में हो और तीनों भुवनों से परे भी हो। तुम अगोचर हो और स्वतंत्र हो। तुम सृष्टि के रचने वाले हो, स्वामियों के स्वामी, मनो और हृदयों के ज्ञाता हो। तुम सर्वशक्तिमान हो, व्यापी हो। तुम ज्ञान हो, अनंत शक्ति हो और अनंत आनंद हो। तुम ज्ञान के महासागर हो, सर्वज्ञ हो, अनंत ज्ञान रखने वाले हो। तुम भूत, वर्तमान और भविष्य के ज्ञाता हो और तुम स्वयं ज्ञान हो। तुम पूर्ण दयामय हो और सदैव हितकारी हो। तुम आत्माओं की आत्मा हो और अनंत गुणों से संपन्न एक परमात्मा हो। तुम सत्य, ज्ञान और परमानंद की त्रिमूर्ति हो। तुम सत्य के मूल हो, प्रेम के महासागर हो। तुम सनातन सत्ता हो, ऊंचों में सबसे ऊंचे हो। तुम प्रभु और परमेश्वर हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म हो और परात्पर पर ब्रह्म भी हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा हो, अल्लाह हो, इलाही हो, यजदान हो, अहूर मज्द हो और प्रियतम ईश्वर हो। तुम्हारा नाम इज्जत अर्थात एकमात्र पूज्य है। हे असीम दया के निधि प्रभुराज, हम अपने सब पापों के लिए पश्चाताप करते हैं। हर एक विचार के लिए जो असत्य, अनुचित या गंदा, बोले हुए शब्द के लिए जिसे बोलना हमें उचित न था, और हर एक कर्म के लिए जिसे करना हमें उचित न था। स्वार्थ से प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए तथा द्वेष प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं। विशेषकर हर एक कामुक विचार तथा क्रिया के लिए, ऐसे हर एक वचन के लिए जिसको हमने पूरा नहीं किया, सब असत्य वचनों के लिए और सभी निंदा, पाखंड, दंभ या लोगों के पीछे उनके दोष बताने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। और खासकर दूसरों का नाश करने वाले हर एक कर्म के लिए, दूसरों को दुख देने वाले हर एक शब्द तथा कर्म के लिए तथा दूसरों पर दुख गिरने की इच्छा करने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। हे प्रभुराज, आप हम पर असीम दया करके हमारे किए हुए पापों को क्षमा कीजिए और वैसे ही आपकी मर्जी के अनुसार विचार करने में, बोलने में तथा कार्य करने में जो हमारी असमर्थता सदा रहती आई है, उसको भी क्षमा कीजिए। यही हमारी आपसे प्रार्थना है। प्रियतम परमात्मा, हमारी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम तुझसे अधिक अधिक प्रेम करें, और अधिक और अधिक, और फिर भी उससे भी अधिक प्रेम करें, जब तक कि हम तुझ में मिलकर एक हो जाने के पात्र बन जाएं। और तू हम सब की ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम अंत अंत तक प्रियतम बाबा का दामन दृढ़ता से पकड़े रहें। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
हुआ लहर से ही है जिसकी सृष्टि का निर्माण, उसकी दैवी अनंतता का कैसे हो अनुमान। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आवो मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आवो मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। प्रेम दीप में दिए जलाऊं, प्रेम दीप में दिए जलाऊं, निबिड़ अंधेरा मिलता पाऊं, निबिड़ अंधेरा मिलता पाऊं, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, तुम मुझको सरसाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। जीवन की हर सांस हमारी, जीवन की हर सांस हमारी, बन जाए प्रभु गति तुम्हारी, बन जाए प्रभु गति तुम्हारी, हे करुणा कर लीलाधारी, हे करुणा कर लीलाधारी, तुम करुणा बरसाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। बने आरती जीवन मेरा, बने आरती जीवन मेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो तेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो तेरा, खुले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, खुले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, तुम मुझ में छा जाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आवो मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे
Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai. Yes, that was the beautiful voice, the most touching voice of our dear Pratap Bhai. And Sam, I agree with your comments. His voice touches us. It makes us weep. Pratap Bhai used to sing at the center as well earlier on. Many years. Even now, when he comes to the center, he sings. Even now, he continues to sing. And we've always felt, at least I have always felt, that his voice is a voice gifted by beloved Baba himself. Whenever he sings, he evokes that emotion in our heart of longing for the beloved. There are many singers who sing for Baba. Some are very correct, some are very classical. This person has that very unique gift. I think, and that gift has something, and I have personally experienced that gift was even with Madhusudan and Madhusudan's voice as well. So, of course, Baba bless our dear Pratap Bhai, and may he continue to serve and work for beloved Baba all along. We will begin today's session. We're going to be talking about, we're going to discuss or share whatever word you like to use on Mansari and Manu. Manu, who is Neeraj Jasawala's sister, and Mansari, the short little lady who used to stay at Upper Mehrabad. But before we do that, before we go into discussing about them, we have our gentleman Havovi Darachanji waiting to talk. Last Sunday, we spoke about money, and unfortunately, because of a paucity of time, we could not complete the entire discussion, and so they were ready to share their thoughts and their experiences, long experiences with Mani Auntie. So there you already see them on the screen. So may I request Hoshang Uncle, Havovi Auntie to please take over and share your thoughts and your experiences with beloved Baba's sister Mani. After they complete their sharing, we will be seeing a short film, a short documentary film on Manu and on Mansari. Then we'll share a few thoughts on them, and then there is a beautiful little film on Mansari, which we will show towards the end, and then end, of course, with the normal way we do with the dhun and with the meditation. So over to you, Ushang Uncle, Avu Auntie, Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Thank you very much. Jai Mehr Baba.
Jai Baba, everyone.
Jai Baba, thank you, Jai Baba. Go ahead,
Jai
please.
Baba.
Jai Baba, go ahead.
You see, as we know. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead. Very clear. Go ahead.
As we all know, Mani was Baba's sister. There was age difference of about 29 years. She was very much younger, and Baba loved her very, very much. I will tell you some of the stories that I have personally heard staying at Merazad, and what wonderful stories she would tell us. She would entertain us, and Mani was very, very witty, very humorous, very vivacious, very charming, and most important, very intelligent. And ultimately, she became the chairman of the Avtar Meher Baba Perpetual Public Charitable Trust. First and foremost, I'll tell you stories which are always very humorous, and Mani would crack jokes that bring home some Baba points. I was very fortunate to have heard them from the very close quarters. Once, this is her one of the stories. I got used to collected with me just now. So once, Mani jocularly told us, she's telling Baba, Baba, if you were a woman, you would have told us everything as an avatar. And Baba replied humorously, and all secrets would have come out. But then Baba said, Mani, remember one thing, avatar takes only male form and nothing else. Baba once asked Mani, this is another story. Baba once asked Mani to tell jokes to relieve his burden. So what she tells Baba now, listen to this. This is on Mother Teresa. Saint Teresa herself and her family were deeply devoted to Jesus and underwent great suffering. She begs to the Lord, the Lord Jesus tells her, says, the sufferings are for very few of my lovers and friends and devotees. And Mother Teresa tells the Lord, no wonder you have so few friends, my my Lord. And Baba laughed and chuckled. When the Baba would chuckle, his whole body would shake like this. Her English was as if it was written by an English professor. Family letters, Baba had ordered her to write family letters, and they are worth reading. Everybody should, Baba lovers should read it. Regarding breaking of his silence, Baba, Mani was in school that time, and Baba from time to time would send circulars to his lovers that on such and such a day he would break his silence. Mani authoritatively writes to Baba, no matter whatever happens, on that particular day, I, your sister, would like to be present in Mehrabad to listen to your voice, and you will have to allow me to be there. Very authoritatively, she writes there. So Baba said that whenever I break my silence, I will definitely say. One day, I will definitely allow you to come and stay with me. One day, another story by Mani, she would sit in the Mandali hall. Veerat would sit near that window and she would sit in the center of the hall. And one day, Mani was very much disturbed and upset. She had a dream that in public meeting, by mistake, Baba started talking. So Baba is asking her as if he didn't know, what's on your mind? She then tells him what had happened. And he had a hearty chuckle and laugh. He would shake his whole body. Now Mani tells about her father and mother also. This is what she tells about her father. Prayer taught by Father Sheriarji. Sheriarji tells Mani, this is her voice, never, never wish ill of anyone. That goes straight to God. And Mani said, I always repeated that prayer, which is shorter than half a minute. One day I was while I was staying in Garazad, I felt sick. And you won't believe, each and every member of the Mandali would come one by one, visit my room, and wish me good luck, and always say, get well soon. She was always carrying in a pocket, she was wearing that Parsi banyan. She was carrying in a pocket a snuff box, the old type snuff box. And if I had a cold, she would always open the box and tell me, Hussain, take little snuff. And what pungent snuff that was. You could sneeze and sneeze and sneeze for minutes together. So these are her characteristics. Mani's tribute to Mehra now. I'll tell you something about what happened. Mani was like a shield and umbrella protecting Mehra all the time, mostly when Baba lovers would come. So on Mehra's grave, what she said, by placing garlands and flowers, she said, each petal represents his lovers, special ones of his lovers, special ones of his family, or those who have gone to Baba, and all his lovers are all over the world. And she gave us some flowers to place on Mehra's tomb. That was Mani's tribute to Mehra. I'm very grateful to her for one most important thing. on 21st and 22nd December 1968. Baba had invited us for our children's Navjot, my son Rayaman, my daughter Meru, and Dolly's niece, and Dara Amrish's wedding also. And Rosa was also there. His Navjot was also performed by Baba. We were fortunate enough to be invited by Baba on that day. On that day, we asked Mani, can my son Rayoman, our son Rayoman, take picture of Baba? He was 10 years old that time, and I had given him a box camera strap, practically a broken down condition, and Baba permitted him to take the picture. And that was the last black and white picture of Baba taken on Mirazar Baranda. That picture is now hung in this right-hand side wall, center of the wall in Mirazar Mandali Hall. And one photo is there in Rayaman's house. Unfortunately, very sorry to say that some Western Baba lover requested me to give him that negative, but he didn't have the decency to return. I'm sorry to use the word, harsh word, but they didn't have the decency to return the negative to me. And when I asked him repeatedly, several times, he said, forget about it. So these are also some people who are behaving like this. I'm sorry. So you people also beware and don't part with your things now. That last black and white photo of Baba on Mirazar Bungalow Veranda. Baba is sitting with a shawl wrapped around him. Next to him is Arnavas with a cake to be cut. As I told you, it is hung in Mirazar Mandali Hall. Mani's humor and names of horses. One day, Mani comes to the Mandali Hall and tells us one very humorous story. She read in newspaper the names of horses in Kentucky Derby. So she's asking, is it true? These are the names. What were the names of the horses? Autar, Foolish, Blazer, Bombay Duck. These were the names. So she said, really are they names of the horses? So people who are in the racing center, they said, yes, Mani, these are the names in the races that are being conducted in England. At the fag end of her career, she had cancer. To relieve pressure on her brain, a stent was inserted to drain off all liquid into the stomach. Even then, she would come and give a talk and entertain Baba lovers till the very end of her life. The final thing I want to say is, Mani's cremation. You know what had happened? Black smoke emanated from the burning pyre. We had seen it ourselves with our own eyes. We were present there. So suddenly one car was passing by on the road near the Uni platform. Some 2-3 passengers stepped out and inquired about whose cremation is going on, they asked. Neeraj replied that she was Meher Baba's avatar, Meher Baba's sister. And you know what they said? In our Hindu Shastra, it is written that when a very high soul is cremated, black and blue smoke is always emitted. This is really a wonderful compliment they paid to her. Baba once said to Mani, and Mani, listen to this, so appropriate in the present coronavirus times just now. Baba tells Mani, do you know something, Mani? The past is history. भूतकाल तो इतिहास हो गया है. The future is a mystery. भविष्य में क्या होने वाला है तो किसी को भी मालूम नहीं है. But the present is a present from the God-man Meher Baba. So live in the glorious present which I have given you just now, and remember me constantly. This is what Baba tells us. And for the present period, these difficult times, this is the real thing, that the present is a present from the God-man. So live in the glorious present. What a wonderful message Baba had given. And Mani would come and sit in the Mandali hall and tell us all these stories. One day Baba tells Mani, Mani, you have no idea of my love. You know, Baba was not only a God man, he was also a mathematician, a physician, everything combined together. So he says, Mani, you have no idea of my love. My love has no radius. Those who have studied mathematics know what it means, that it has no limit, unlimited. And the circle of my mercy, the circle of my love has no radius. And the circle of my mercy has no circumference. You understand what I'm trying to say? No radius and no circumference. So it is unlimited. Seema apar hai Baba ka prem ka और Baba ka mercy ka. Mani is telling us another story. Baba once suddenly asked his Mandali member sitting around him, Baba is asking them, he says, what is it that I do not know? You know what was the answer? Different answers were given by his Mandali members, and Baba tells them, no one has given the right answer even after staying me for so many years. Then Mandali members asking, and what is the real answer, Baba? Baba then said, the right answer is, I know not where I am not. So he's everywhere, all pervading. I know not where I am not. Now this is about Baba's face on the tree outside Mehra's window. We all know that one fine day after Baba dropped the body, Baba's photo came on the tree, picture came on the tree. So one day, Baba was showing Dr. Harry Kenmore Mehra's garden and everything. And Baba put his hand on this tree and tell Harry Kenmore, he was blind doctor, chiropractor. Harry, I love this tree. And when later on, after dropping his body, his face appeared on the tree. And that time, the meaning of that sentence was realized. Baba said, no, I love this tree. There is another tree. There is a mango tree, which was Mani named it as Mehra's tree. You know, once you get out of Mehra's gate on the private approach road, about 200 feet away from the main gate, there was a tree. It is still there. It was a mango tree. And Baba had sucked the mango and planted some seeds in the ground. And a big tree ultimately grew there, and it was the mango tree. Then it started rotting. So Baba had it and cut off and cemented. And for the night duty, he had asked Bedul to sit there in seclusion and keep a watch. The tree was cut to save it, and a hollow was created. Baba was in seclusion, and Baba asked Bedul to keep watch there, sitting inside the hollow. After Baba dropped the body, this is now Mani telling us, after Baba dropped the body, Mani had a dream. Mani said, I saw a blue light emanating from the mango tree. The hollow was like a grotto, and I saw Virgin Mary seated there. I put my head on a lap. When I lifted my head, I saw Mehra's face. Next time again, Mother Mary's face, and again Mehra's face. So I garland it every month and call it now Mehra's tree. You know, the tree is now still there, but it is now about to die. If you go there to Mirazar, please go walk about 200 feet from the gate, and on the right hand side, the tree is still there. You see, I have observed her staying at Mirazar, and I found that in her eyes, I could see Baba's eyes. Baba's love, no doubt. She had God as brother, and she was God's sister. More stories sometimes in future, Baba permitting. One last thing, on our silver wedding anniversary in 1982,
Valentine's Day.
it was Valentine's Day, how he says,
Money had chosen.
and Mani had chosen that day, and we had a big party at Pilgrim Center, old Pilgrim Center, and the whole Mandali, including Mera, Mani, and all had come there. Dove, Pendu, Padri, all men and women had come there, and we had a wonderful time there. And she danced. Beauty of it was that she danced the anniversary waltz, and we have the whole film of this program with us. If somebody wants to see it in future, you can come home and see it. So that is what I wanted to say about it. There are many hundreds of stories written down, but time is very short. And I say thank you very much, Manoj, for giving this opportunity to say something about money. Godman's sister, and she was a wonderful woman and very loving, very caring, and very intelligent. Thank you very much. Now, Bhavin would like to say something.
No. Manoj, since we are going to be focusing on Mansari, please I think another time I can hold it. I just wanted to read one little letter, but I think I can do it another time. But since
Aunty, what we will do is you can share the letter now, and then we will, if it is not too long, you can share it, and then we will have the documentary on Mansari. Go ahead, please go ahead.
Okay, a very quick one, because I just found it the other day amongst I was looking through all the letters that we had to write to Baba. Please and I just thought her English and the way she would present a case. So I just found this, it's a very sweet, I don't know how I can show you the paper. There's a little, bridge and all. I can see it. I don't know. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. All right. So I just thought, I thought it's very appropriate for money. Okay. So this is a quick one. Dearest Habovi Hoshang Meruk Rayoman, your response in double measure to the appeal from the trust brought the fragrance of beloved Baba's love from your heart. We are very touched and appreciative, but not at all surprised, for you have always been so blessed to serve him and his dear cause at every opportunity. As you will see in the picture on this letter, there's a little picture on this letter. Okay, all right. His lover's love will make the water flow in Mehrabad. In Mehrabad, as we enter, there's a bridge sort of thing that they made. Enclosed is the official trust receipt for your loving donations and lots of unofficial love to you each. Won't be long before we see each other. Our united Avatar Mehr Baba Ki Jai, love money. Ahmednagar, the date is 5th June 78. Okay, Jai Baba. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manoj, for
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Baba. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And next time we
Mansari. Can I just take 1 minute? I just found this also about Mansari, very small.
Go ahead.
Mansari wrote, always be satisfied with his love for you, but never be satisfied with yours for him. You can always love him more and more. Mansari's quote with reference to Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you.
Thank you, Jai Baba. And on that note, we can straight jump into the little documentary that we have on Mansari and on Manu, Erach's sister. So, and then we will, of course, speak and share a little about Mansari and Manu. Go ahead. MV, all yours.
Mani Bairam Desai was the niece of Sorabji Desai, who was recognized as Navsari's renowned and highly respected writer. Once in 1923, Baba visited Sorabji's house in Navsari, Gujarat. Baba sanctified every corner of the house. He made a point of walking through every room. Sorabji's niece Mani was a special bud of the master's Navsari garden. At that time, she was away at school in Bombay. But to prepare the ground for her blossoming into a lovely flower, Baba had spread his light and divine water in Navsari. The seed of that bud received his light and water and came to him forever 14 years later. Mansari's connection with Meher Baba was very deep, and she had not been neglected by him all these years. Since the age of 5, she had suffered from an incurable skin disease. The best doctors had been called, and she was sent to the finest hospitals in Bombay, but no medicine or treatment worked. When she was 18, Kaikobad Dastur, a family friend, had visited Mehrabad and taken her with him to meet Baba. Mansari had agreed, even though at the time she was skeptical of her family's faith in Baba. Meeting Baba, however, changed her heart, and she bowed to him, weeping. Kaikobad narrated her sufferings to Baba, who remarked to her, "And only because of this you weep so much?" Mansari replied, "I am not weeping because of my disease, but because of your love." Baba consoled her with these instructions, "Don't worry, you will be permanently cured." Soon after her recovery, Mansari's uncle Sorabji Desai went to Baba. Returning to Navsari, he told the family, "Baba sends his love and blessings to you all." Turning to Mansari, he remarked, "Baba seems to have developed a skin disease exactly like yours." Mansari grew mad with worry, believing Baba had taken on her suffering and was caused to suffer on her behalf. Her disease returned. When she next met Baba, she prayed to him not to take on her suffering again. Baba replied, "Let it be as it is. Neither you nor I have to suffer. This was all my game to draw you to me. It was I who created this incurable disease, and now that you are mine, you will never suffer from it again." True to his words, the disease left Mansari forever. Kaikobad had brought Sorabji's young niece with him from Navsari, Mani Bairam Desai, who was then 18 years old. This was her first meeting with the master also. From the time Mansari first laid eyes on Baba at Mehrabad, she surrendered totally to him. Thus, in May 1927, 2 more circle members began to enter the inner life with Meher Baba, and after some years, both Kaikobad and Mansari became permanent residents at Mehrabad. For many years, Sorabji Desai's niece Mani had desired to stay permanently with Baba. During Baba's stay at Panchgani, the earnest young woman had come twice about this matter. Baba had made her go back home each time, but he instructed her to be prepared to move to Ahmednagar whenever he happened to call her. In June 1938, Baba fulfilled his promise, and accordingly, she became a permanent member of the women Mandali, joining them at the Ahmednagar bungalow on the 15th of June 1938 at the age of 28. she was put in charge of cooking, which she did during the next 2 months of their stay in Ahmednagar. Eraj brought his family from Nagpur to Ahmednagar on 1st August 1938 to join Baba's ashram. His sister's name was also Mani. It was then that Baba gave nicknames to Mani Desai and Mani Jasawala to distinguish them from his sister Mani. Mani Desai was to be known as Mansari, for she came from Navsari, and Mani Jasawala as Manpur or Manu, for she was from Nagpur. Mansari truly loved her beloved master by obeying him. She was not allowed by Meher Baba to leave Upper Mehrabad beyond railway line. Thus, she continued to live at the top of Mehrabad Hill and was in charge of the maintenance of Meher Baba's tomb in the later years after Baba dropped his physical form. She spent her entire life in serving her beloved master Meher Baba while he was in his physical form, and later when he came to visit her in the form of his lovers. Thus, at the age of 88, due to old age, on January 12, 1997, at 7:40 in the morning, she passed away to finally join her beloved master, Meher Baba. Manu, daughter of Gaimai and Bairam Shah Jasawala and sister of Eraj, was born on 7th May 1919 at Nagpur, India. She lived with her family for many years at Bindra House in Pune, where Baba and his Mandali often stayed during Baba's visits there. On 1st August 1938, Manu and the entire Jasawala family joined Baba's ashram in Mehrabad and thereafter traveled throughout India in the blue bus with him. Finally, in 1943, Baba sent the family to Pune, where they took up residence in Bindra House awaiting Baba's call. Baba's brother Bairam had rented Bindra House in Pune for the Jasawalas. They moved there, but anticipating Baba's call soon, they did not unpack their belongings for a long time. Baba never did call them back to stay in the ashram, but by telling them that he would, he created in them a feeling of renunciation. They thus felt detached from the world and eagerly awaited his call. By keeping them at a distance, Baba kept them close to him. Except for the thought of joining him, they had no other thought or desire. Their lives were centered on waiting for the day when Baba would send for them, and in their uncertainty and hopes, Baba taught them internal stability. Whenever they used to be with Baba, most of the time Manu and her mother Gaimai offered their selfless services in the kitchen. Manu's life of total obedience, love, and service to beloved Baba till the very end has been an inspiration to all who have met her. Her constant remembrance of and focus on Meher Baba are precious touchstones guiding way to his feet. Her sole desire was to die with Baba's name on her lips, and as she returned to him, her family and caregivers ensured that she heard Baba's name till the very end.
Thank you. This was a very, very touching little film, and what deeply touched me, and of course, I'm seeing this for the second time, is that little last quote from Manu, where she says that if I am not conscious and if I cannot take Baba's name, somebody should repeat the name so that at least I can hear. And I was just reflecting on both Mansari and Manu, and it's a sheer coincidence that we are talking about the two of them today. There is really no correlation as such, but there is one common strand that runs through their lives. Both their lives were very different, but there is one common strand that ran through, and my own experience of interacting with the two of them continuously reinforced this message. And that one common strand that ran through the two of them were two words which they actually lived. And and those two words are obedience and surrenderance. And they actually lived that. A lot of us, and and we hear this very beautiful quote from Baba, which is often cited: the aim of life is to love God, the goal of life is to be one with God. Many times, these are my personal views, of course, that like parrots, we talk about it. And as Baba has said, that there are very few, there would probably be one or two or those whom you can count on the fingers, who actually have the courage to lead a life like that, to actually live that life. And both Mansari and Manu fall, in my personal experience, fall in that category. If you had met Mansari or Manu, they were very simple people. Of course, they had their own characteristics and temperament. Manu was a very sweet, very quiet, very loving, very accommodating, very sweet person. Mansari, as Baba used to call her in Gujarati, Tikhu Marchu, or someone who was very hot-headed and very firm in her convictions, very firm in her beliefs. So those were their temperaments. Everybody's temperaments is not the same. It varies. But if you saw them, they lived absolutely normal lives. There was not one pretension of the word spirituality. There were no pretensions. Spirituality or living in this world, and yet being detached from this world and yet being attached to beloved Baba, is something that you saw in both these ladies. Now, I remember, and if we talk about Mansari, my recollections of Mansari was, and we will see that in the film after this session, a short lady living all by herself alone with Kekobad Dastur's daughters, staying behind Baba's Samadhi. Mansari used to stay in her room. As we saw in the film, Baba had instructed Mansari never to cross the railway track. And Mansari continued to stay there. After Baba left for the new life, and he had given options to various, he only took 4 women Mandali members with him into the new life. Many other women who are in the Mandali went and stayed in different parts of the country. And when Baba asked Mansari what would she prefer, Mansari remained silent. Baba gave her the option, she was silent. Baba said, "Would you like to do as I say?" Mansari said yes. And then she said, "Baba, if you permit me, can I say something?" And Baba permitted her. And Mansari says, I will continue to live in Mehrabad. And Baba was very happy with that. And that's how Mansari's string of living in Mehrabad continued till the very end. So my recollection of Mansari was this short, very spirited lady, very disciplined. Every day in the morning, she would she would open Baba's Samadhi, get the Samadhi cleaned, and the Aarti would be performed over there. In fact, there is this very beautiful story after Baba passed, after Baba dropped his body, and after the 7 days, the interment of his body was completed. And then one fine day, she went to, just a few days after she after all the process was over and everybody had left, and Mansari goes in the morning and the Samadhi doors are shut, and she smells this amazing, this beautiful fragrance which is coming out from within the Samadhi. And from the cracks in the door, she tries to see if there is someone inside. There is nobody inside. Of course, she opens, the fragrance is there, and the mud earth that had covered Baba's body and that had been paved was sort of scattered. And that story of the fragrance, of course, spread. Many people came up again back to the hill, and that fragrance remained for some time because she went down, she called Padri, and there's this beautiful story. So my recollection of Mansari was this very short, spirited, powerful lady who stayed alone, who brooked no nonsense. She was a no-nonsense person. She would tell you on your face as it is. And so I was always, as a little kid, I was always in awe of Mansari. I would rarely go closer to her. But as time passed, one fine day, one landed in her little room, and she gave me a piercing glance and started asking me questions in Gujarati. Where have you come from? What are you doing? Who are your parents? What's your connection with Baba, etc., etc., etc. And somehow she took a liking for me, which is rare. And she started telling me various stories about Baba, her own stories. And over a period of time, I would go visit her and she would talk. And she had a great sense of humor. I mean, she came across as someone who was very, very spirited and had a temper. And we'll also talk about her temper. But she had a great sense of humor. So one fine day she says that, then we of course talked in Gujarati, and she says that, do you know, I have a way for you to throw out unwanted guests who come into your house. And she made me actually sit down and write that in Gujarati. So she gave me a piece of paper and a pencil. And of course, my Gujarati writing is quite pathetic. And Baba excuse me for that. But in my broken Gujarati handwriting, she started dictating to me the nuska of throwing out unwarranted guests who come and land in your house. So if you really want to, examine that, you are most welcome. If you want to experiment or implement that with some guests who have landed in your house, please don't do it now during the lockdown period. You can probably do it a little later. So she made me write saying, and I'll say it in Gujarati. She says, "Avo, avo." So she says, "I tane Gujarati ma." You have to say it to the guest. Guest tara je I घुसेला છે ઘેરમાં તે લોકોને બહાર કરવું હોય. So you have to say this to them. Avo, avo. That means come, please come, welcome. Beso, beso. That means sit down. Pani jamya to haso. That means you must have already had food and come inside, which means I need not serve you anything. Pani bani piso. That means will you drink? What will you have? Some water. Pani bani piso. Beso ke jaso. Will you have some water? Will you sit or will you leave? So obviously the poor old guest would get a very great clear signal that he was really or she was really unwanted and time to go. So that was Mansari. That was Mansari's great sense of humor, and she would quote Kabir's Kabir ke jo dohe the. She would quote it ad nauseum. She remembered all of them. She would talk and explain about her life with Baba. And all throughout, what I could gather or I could understand was that while they were living in this, while she was in this world, deep down within her, she was deeply connected with Baba. And that only comes when, with through Baba's inner guidance and Baba's grace. If somebody were to talk about grace, no ordinary human being can live a life like that. We can talk through thousands of books and quote thousands of people and argue and dispute about multiple things and find faults and mistakes with each other. All of that is no meaning in my understanding. What really makes sense is the fact that it was he whose grace had descended on her and on Manu and people like that. And throughout that, you could make out, throughout your interactions with her, you could make out that she was, while she was interacting with you and talking, deep within, her conversations with her Lord were continuing to go. There is this beautiful story. I mean, most of us would know about Mansari, that she used to stay alone on the hill. And Mansari, if she was a brave lady. There were times, in fact, and there are stories where in the initial days when she had come in and started living as part of the women Mandali, her focus would always be on Baba, and she would have nothing to do with the rest of the women Mandali. And of course, over a period of time, Baba helped her to break those barriers. She was that firm, that focused, so focused. So she was tough, she was brave, and she feared nobody except for cobras or snakes. And she was living all alone on the hill, on Marabad Hill. And one night, she had a dream in which she saw Baba. And Baba was, of course, physically there at that time, but not in Marabad. So in that dream, Baba simply tells her that don't ever be afraid of snakes. If ever you encounter one, take my name and kill it. And that dream stayed with Mansari. And a few days or a few months, few weeks later, we don't know, it actually happened that she was sleeping and she suddenly felt at night something moving on her chest. And in those days, you simply had lanterns. There was no electricity. So in that lantern light, she sees the cobra. With a swipe of her hands and taking Baba's name, she threw it on the ground. It hissed back at her. She mustered up all her courage, and she hit that cobra with a huge stick, and it died. But of course, cobras hunt in pairs, and a few days later, the second cobra in the pair appeared while she was praying before Baba's photo in the night, and she did the same thing. And the next time she met Baba, she hugged him and she wept and she cried, and she's telling Baba how you have, saved him. And then she gets a dream of Baba in which Baba says, I'm very happy with what you have done in terms of killing these cobras. You have obeyed me. And that's how her inner guidance started. So the essence of saying this story is that although she was staying alone and all by herself as per Baba's orders in Mehrabad, all alone, can you imagine? No electricity, nothing, all alone. She was really not alone. He was always there to guide her and help her. And that's a lesson for all of us. If anybody feels he or she is alone in this world with Baba, the answer to that is a big no. He's always there to guide us. He's always there to help us. He's always there to give us that critical inner guidance which develops that courage for us to live, to surrender to him and to obey to him. And yes, Mansari always used to refer to unwanted guests as bad thoughts as well, bad thoughts that came into our minds. And on this topic of temper, so Mansari in the early days when the entire Mandali used to stay at Upper Mehrabad, women Mandali, Baba had given her the task of translating something in Gujarati. and she had papers and pen, and in those days you had pens which had to be dipped into ink pots, and then you would write. And at the same time, Baba had set up an entire zoo, so to speak, at Upper Mehrabad, where all kinds of animals and birds and things like that were kept for his own work. And there was a monkey called Lucky who was most mischievous, and he would come and he would absolutely, harass everybody. And Norina was in charge, but Norina could not control. And there were many complaints. And one fine day, poor Mansari was sitting and doing her translation work, and Lucky jumped on her, threw her ink pot, her pen, her papers in all directions. And Mansari, being the tikhu marchu that she was, and yes, Baba had asked her to remain silent that day. So Mansari could not even shoo away that the Lucky. And you can imagine the anger and the temper that, the fit that she was in. So when Baba came later and Mansari was allowed to speak, she bitterly complained about Lucky to Baba. Now, because of Mansari's anger, all of us are now, what I'm going to say is a beautiful few points that Baba has said on the subject of anger. And thank God, if Mansari was didn't have such a temper, we would never have probably heard these words. So Baba said, Mansari gets exasperated and excited in no time and cannot control her temper because she is not so strong. And you all, and of course he is, I presume this little meeting would have happened under the tin shed where Baba would have called all the women Mandali around him, and they would all be sitting there with the little stools. And he says, and he goes on to say, and all of you cannot help her because you two are weak. I want you to help each other. I do not want you breaking my orders for a monkey. The more I ask you to be more obedient, the less you all obey. हमारी हालत भी कुछ ऐसी ही है. You obey less and help less because you are helpless. You obey less and help less, two words. You obey less and help less because you are helpless, one word. Unless and until you keep strict watch over yourselves, you cannot follow my orders. It is not possible. So try. Someone asked Hafiz what spirituality meant, and he answered in one sentence: unless you go against your lower self, you cannot unite with your higher self. Now, what is this lower self? Baba explains. That which makes you think you are small, that which makes you feel that you are not satisfied, not happy, that which makes others see you as small. So the meaning of going against the lower self is to transform this in quite the opposite direction. Be that which makes you look big and makes others see you as big. Remain pleased and contented, happy and satisfied. When you are displeased, unhappy, or upset and moody, it is your lower self that is asserting itself. People always put the blame for their dissatisfaction and sufferings on others. But the fact is, when one suffers, it is one's own fault. Mansari became excited. She was angry and suffered, and she laid it all on Elizabeth, Norina, and the poor monkey Lucky. But if she had gone beyond the lower self, she would have taken it calmly, swallowed it, and remained unaffected. If you are firm, nothing will upset you. If you try, you will surely have it. Now, this is what Baba says so beautifully. I don't want any repression. Repression यानी अपने गुस्से को दबाना नहीं है. बाबा ने बहुत clearly कहा. I don't want any repression. But I do want transformation. I never for one moment say that you must not get angry. I never for one moment say that you must not get angry. Don't be confused. You must get angry when the occasion arises. But at once you must get it out of your head. If you are not hungry, to fast has no meaning. I have told you this story before. Baba says, Prophet Muhammad once told his chief apostle, Ali, if you want to know me, try your utmost to control your anger and transform it into love. The very next day, someone challenged Ali to a fight. Ali fought him and won. He brought the man down and sat on his chest. The man spat right in Ali's face, the worst insult to a Muslim. And Ali got so angry, he raised his dagger to kill him. But then Ali remembered what Muhammad had said, and so instead, He kissed him and let him go. Now, if he had not gotten angry, he would not have had the opportunity to control himself. So you be angry, what Baba says, so beautifully. It's such a beautiful line. You be angry to know what anger is in order to control yourself. So Baba does not stop us from being angry, but Baba also says that you cannot hold on to that anger. And that does not mean that you should go on kissing each other when you are angry. Of course, this is what Baba says. I'm not adding it. And Norina said then Norina said something in her defense, and Baba replied beautifully with his own sense of humor. Norina was an Italian, and he said, Italians cannot control their temper, so Norina, forget it. So thanks to Mansari, there is this lovely, beautiful little discourse that we have on anger and what Baba has said on that. And on Manu, I remember just very recently a little beautiful little story. And every time I met Manu, and I would of course ask her very lovingly, very quietly, very calmly, she would say, I would always ask her, how are you? And she would say it in Gujarati, Jem Baba rakhe tem. The way Baba keeps me. And she would very lovingly ask about me and my education or job or whatever. And there is this beautiful little story that I read very recently from Rustam Falati's book, which was shared by somebody on Facebook, where Manu suffered a lot in her life, lot of physical ailments. And towards the latter years, last years, she could not even stand properly. She couldn't walk properly. She needed help. So there were caretakers through that. And in spite of caretakers being there to take care of her, she would still fall down. And so Rustam got to know about it, and Rustam called up Merwan, her brother, Irach's brother, and said, why do we not give Manu the proper help so that she does not fall down while she's standing? And Merwan said, she's falling down in spite of help being there. And then Merwan said beautifully, look, Rustam, if Baba wants us to suffer, he will find ways and means for us to suffer. If Baba wants us to suffer, he will find ways and means for us to suffer. And all that we have to do while he gives us that suffering is to take his name and remember him. That's all that we can do, and that will also pass. So, salutations to Mansari and Manu for living a life of tremendous obedience and surrender to Baba, living in this world and yet being completely detached, yet being completely aligned. They lived their life for Baba. As Mani Auntie said it so beautifully, with Baba, it was either Baba's way or no other way. You could not have your way with Baba. And this may sound very arrogant for us. This may sound, for somebody like me, I cannot imagine living a life like that. I'm being very candid about it. But for them, it was the most natural thing to do. And that is Baba's grace in one sentence. And I would like to end, since we were on the subject of money. Last Sunday, because of network issues, there was one thing which I wanted to read and share with all of you about money, which I could not do. And since there was a very interesting sharing by Hoshang Uncle and Avovi Auntie, there is this beautiful letter that I happened to come across, which Mani Auntie had written to my mother, who my mother passed away, went to Baba 5 months back. But our family had a very old association with Mani Auntie. She was a friend, philosopher, and guide for us. Every problem in the family, every question in the family, Mani Auntie was our go-to person, even the smallest thing. And over the years, through Mani Auntie and through the tremendous love and affection that she showered on us every time we met her, we got a little glimpse of Baba. And if she were so loving, how loving, how deeply loving would the Lord himself be? How deeply loving her god brother would have been. And my mother had used to have a regular correspondence with her. There are quite a few letters which are there, but I will just probably read only one of them, because and then we'll end it. So my mother had a very profound experience related to Baba somewhere in the year 1988, and I will not get into that now because of paucity of time. Maybe some other time we will talk about this. It was a profound experience in Merazar, and she wrote that entire experience to Mani Aunty in a letter, and Mani Aunty replied back in Gujarati, because this letter is written in Gujarati, and I will read it and translate it, but it is very deep. And she writes, and I never knew these letters would be in existence until a few months back we got hold of them. So this is dated Merazar, 10th of July 1988. So it was written on Silence Day in the year 1988. And this is what Mani Aunty writes: Wali Dikri Perin, and then in brackets she writes Mehta, my dear Perin. That was my mother's name. જિજ્ઞાસા ભર્યું તારું પત્ર વાંચી આ મહત્વ મૌનને દિવસે બે બોલ તારી પર આ એક જ વખત જવાબમાં લખવાની પ્રેરણા થઈ છે. So she says that in response to your beautiful letter about your experiences with Baba, I'm inspired to write 2 sentences or 2 words to you in response. એ ભી તારા શુભ કિસ્મતમાં હશે. She writes that even my writing this letter to you must be in your fate, in your beautiful fate. જે પ્રિયતમ બાબાના પ્રેમને મેળવવા તું ભાગ્યશાળી બની છે. That you are so fortunate to have received Baba's love. ને આ પ્રેમ ને જિજ્ઞાસા આપનારા મહાપ્રિયતમ જ છે. તુને હર હંમેશા માર્ગદર્શન પણ આપતા રહેશે. This love and this curiosity that you have developed for him, or this love that you have developed for him, is also because of him, and it has been given to you by him, and it is only he who will guide you as you go forward. સંસારી જીવનમાં આત્મિક માર્ગદર્શન સંસારી જીવનમાં જ આત્મિક માર્ગદર્શનના તક મૂકેલા છે. That means the opportunity to grow spiritually lies in living in this world. This is a very beautiful sentence, and Baba always used to say this: you cannot achieve God by sitting in the mountains or in the Himalayas. It comes in only when you live in this world and fulfill your responsibilities. Sansari જીવનમાં જ આત્મિક માર્ગદર્શન means inner guidance ના તક यानी opportunities મૂકેલા છે. એ દુનિયાવી ગાડીની મંઝિલે પહોંચાડવાનું છે. This worldly vehicle in this world, this vehicle of illusion that we are living in, will ultimately take us to our goal. And no wonder the God Speaks has been dedicated by Baba to illusion that may one day make us realize what reality is. Then she writes further: દરેક કર્તવ્ય ખુશીથી બજાવતી રહેજે. તેના હર ફલ પૂજ્ય વાલા બાબા ખુદા ને અર્પણ કરતી રહેજે. એ જ ઉત્તમ પૂજા છે. Fulfill all your responsibilities Attribute all your responsibilities and the results that come out of it to beloved Baba. And that is your greatest prayer. Apnu hupanu, our ego, our I, which constantly asserts ourselves. Apnu hupanu, Priyatam Meher Baba na naam smaran thi જ મરણ પામે છે. Our ego dies only when we take Baba's name constantly on our lips and we remember him constantly. આપનું હું પણ પ્રિયતમ મેહર બાબાના નામ સ્મરણથી જ મરણ પામે છે ને એવો વાલા નાથનો કાયમ સાથ મળે છે. And we not only are devoid of this ego by taking his name and remembering him, but we also are recipients of his constant companionship. હું કોઈ કદાચ ગુજરાતીમાં લખું છું. She says, I write very rarely in Gujarati. ભૂલચૂક માફ કરજે અને સંભાળી લેજે. If I have made any mistake, please take care of it. અતિવાલા બાબાના પ્રેમથી ભરપૂર થવા ભાગ્યશાળી બનજે. Be very fortunate to receive Baba's love more and more. તેમજ તારા વાલા ધની અને દીકરાને એવનના પ્રેમના ખુશ ભાગીદારો જે એવનના પ્રેમના ખુશ ભાગીદારો છે તેઓને સાથ આપતી રહેજે. Be very fortunate to receive his love and continue to do what he wants and continue to fulfill your responsibilities towards your family. ને પ્રિયતમ બાબાને ખુશીથી દરેક કર્તવ્ય અર્પણ કરતી રહેજે. All that you do, continue to offer it to beloved Baba. In the last line she says, Kabir Sahib kahe tem, she quotes a doha of Kabir, Mera mujhme kachu nahi, jo kachu hai so tera. Nothing is mine, O Lord, everything is yours. Tera tujhko saunp diya, to kya lagega mera. I have returned all that was yours and I have nothing left back. Sarve bhali dua saath, Mani Aunty. Mehrazad, 10th July 1988. And behind this letter, Rakesh, request to just switch off all the videos, please. Behind this letter, she writes, is my mother's handwriting of 2 quotes from Mani Aunty, which I think she must have read from the family letters, in which she writes, don't ask him, and this is what Mani Aunty has written in the family letters, don't ask him to always make it smooth. He never sweeps the path for those he loves, but he helps us to climb obstacles, which he turns into stepping stones to higher loving, giving, and being. And there's another quote from one of another family letters. Wherever you are, on ocean or land, remember, Baba is holding your hand. Your ship may touch my shore, but your ship may touch any shore. Your ship may touch any shore, but you are anchored at Baba's door. Mani, 12th July 1960. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you for patiently hearing me out. We will now move to Baba's dhun and remember him in the last part. And of course, next Sunday we will reassemble back to remember another giant of beloved Baba's Mandali, Hirach Jasawala.
Manoj, are we going to show Mansari my?
Yes. Sorry. Please go ahead and show Mansari's little video, and then we'll proceed to the dhun. Thank you very much.
there was a robber. All the time he was staying there, and whoever comes in the way, he would rob them, kill them, and to keep the account how many he killed, so he keep big jar and keep a table for each murder. Now that big jar was full, and one saint came. Oh, give me your things or I will kill you. She said, I am saint, but what are you doing? For what you are doing? He said, to support my family. But are you sure that in the end you are to be punished? And who is going to share with you? Will they share with you? He said, oh yes, of course, why not? No, now you go and ask each one of your family that are they ready to share your punishment. So he went, each one, mothers, fathers, everyone. They said, well, who tells you to support us this way? Why don't you earn a nice way? And he was shivering to the bone. He said, oh saint, forgive me and tell me what is the use, what shall I get out of it? See the jar, it is full. He said, very easy thing, don't worry. Say Ram's name and you are out of it. So he sat down and from the bottom of the heart began to say Ram, 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 Ram. So he was saying so fast that it sounded Mara, 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 Mara. And Mara, Mara means kill. But he was thinking of Ram. It was then saint left. After 2-3 years when he came back, that's Dacoit was here. Is he still here? So he, oh yes, the ant hill has made on his body. The ant, white ants. And he said, oh my. Then he removed all the layer of the ant and then he said, now you come out. You are forgiven. And he was so glad. Are you sure that I am forgiven? He said, from the ears he was saying Mara, 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 from the bottom of the heart. So one name of Ram, God, Krishna, any, that will cure you from everything. That's what the thing. That's what always Baba says. What's the use of going to a Himalaya? Nothing, nothing. Do your duty. Support your family in everything. But think of me. And don't do anything not sincere. Be sincere to yourself. That you are doing, whatever you are doing, you are sincere. That is all. And that is going on. Very easy. The person who is just going on and thinking outside and thinking only God's name is nothing. But to say His name with the bottom of your heart and you are winning. You are winning. You might have heard about pleader, a man who came, pleader again. Pleader came, Baba, I want to see God. I will show you, Baba said. When the time comes, I will show you. Then he stayed in the Mandali, and whenever Baba used to go with his horses, Baba, I have not come to see God on the board. I want to see God as He is. Baba said, I will show you. Then the time comes, I will show you. In the long run, Baba said, now I want you to go to Rishikesh, where a yogi is there, where a saint is there, must. And you go there barefooted, begging food, not to touch money, not to touch anything, and with silence. And that is very difficult, very difficult. But barefooted, and then Baba, he said that, how do I know him? Then Baba said, take this photo with you, and this is the only possession. Whenever you see him, you show the photo. So when he started going, his feet was swollen. He was ill, but he was going on and on and on. The people there in Rishikesh said, who are you? We are here and we are not nothing, you are the great. He used to say, my Guru is great, I am nothing. Then he asked with a gesture, where is that mask and saying? He said, one day before the full moon, he comes to his house to settle down. and we go for his darshan, but not to touch. So he said that let me go when you go. So then when the time came, he just said, now let us go. That one saw that person is coming, running. Furiously he said, go away, go away, go away. And he would not, because Baba said he go. He comes at a certain height, and then he rushed and he grabbed his feet. He said, who are you? Nobody can come and touch me. He said, yes. From who you are coming? Then he showed the photo. He bowed down. You have no idea. You are staying with him. We want to stay with him, but we are given the duty, so we can't trouble. Take my word. One thing remember very well. Don't leave him. Whatever circumstances, don't leave him. Tell my salutations. That's all. Then he came back. Baba said, are you convinced now? Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, I'm sorry.
Are you convinced that how lucky you are? I said, yes, Baba. That's the thing. Then Baba sent him to Bombay, and he was talking about Baba. So what we were saying. Then Baba sent him to Bombay, and he was telling about people about Baba and so. Then he became ill. So Baba called him. He came, and first day he went to Medaswat to stay, and then second day Baba sent him here. It was afternoon, full sun, and he was, oh, but what is this light about? Put it off, put it off. It was not light, he was seeing that fine light, but it's real light. And then his friend said, no, it is not light. Oh no, but put it off. Then in the end he said, when you see Baba, say, thanks from the bottom of my heart, you have fulfilled your promise. And then he died.
He died.
So Baba gave him. Baba gave him.
leader.
When the time comes, save my Baba gave. Anyway, save my name. So my children said, oh, I do my fivers.
The fivers.
What?
Fivers.
Fivers?
You know, that was children in 85. In 85, few children came from 8 to 16.
Oh.
And while talking, I said, children, will you do something for me? And they said, oh, to oblige Mansari, we can do anything. So I said, will you say Baba's name every morning when you get up? Before you get out of bed, say 5 times Baba's name? He said, yes. When they left, 3 boys wrote to me, oh, Mansari, I do my fivers.
Oh, I see. That's cute.
That's very good.
Because from the beginning, if you give them the thing,
Yes.
that is a great support in their own life. They know that what is this. If we are in difficulty, he is the only one to get out of it. Yeah. And in English family, they taught the children always. The mother said, who will take care of baby? Who will take care of baby? God. God will take care of it. The baby began dying, and then mother was crying, and who will take care of my baby? Baby dying said, God will take care of baby.
Wow.
So we have that saying that given the habit of saying his name in the cradle, last till coffin.
मेहर बाबा 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 मेहर Baba, Meher 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 Baba.
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Let us all begin this beautiful journey from the land of shadows to the land of light. Today, we will be doing method number 1, personal God. I would request you all to sit back and relax your body by taking a comfortable seat. Ensure that the posture should not involve any physical tension or pain, because it would then draw your attention to the body itself. Now, gaze deeply at the portrait of God before closing the eyes in meditation. In order to facilitate, to bring the features of God to one's mind's eye. Bring your gaze on the image of your beloved, Meher Baba. Let the passing thoughts come and go. Do not fight them. Let your eyes be fixed on his beautiful form, Meher Baba. close your eyes and continue to hold the image of your beloved Meher Baba in your mind. Get drowned in the divine beauty of your beloved Meher Baba. Thoughts will come and go. Gently bring your attention